Welcome to Malcolm Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcolm and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right Podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm Reed, joined by my lovely, talented, and got your Grizzlies rally cap on today, Miss Southern Shell. How's it going?
It's going good.
You ready for the Grizzlies to go ahead and end this first series tonight?
Yeah. I hope they do.
I hope they do too.
So we went to a Grizzlies game this week.
We did. We went to.
Was that Tuesday or Wednesday?
Was it Wednesday night? I don't remember what night it was. It wasn't a Tuesday night, I think.
Yeah, you said something to me.
I found tickets on StubHub and I said, Shell, you want to go to the game?
I said, not really.
I talked
You
her into
said,
it.
I got parking passes. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll go. As long as you got a parking pass, you can park in the garage. Hey, it don't get any easier than that.
That was an awesome
Don't
game.
tell anybody my secrets. Going to the game. Do not go on StubHub and do not buy parking passes.
If you do not have a parking pass, it's not fun.
Well, yeah.
It's a lot of
free for all.
Yeah,
You got to
it's
go
free for all.
downtown. Risk getting shot.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Don't recommend.
Yeah.
Well, you have
Don't
to
hang out there late hours.
Yeah, you have to
Welcome to Memphis.
find a parking spot.
They was whooping that
Oh.
trick all night.
Do they normally close the game with whoop that trick?
Yes.
Okay.
Usher was there. I was like, I thought this was family. The kids seemed into it. I was like, the crowd
Michael
loves it.
was
I was
singing
liking it, you know. I'm a big 3-6 fan. I was like, yeah, my kind of place. Whole way out, they're all whooping that trick. Kids and everybody.
That was an awesome game to go to because it was pretty tight, through the game, and then they kind of fell behind.
The whole game. Like, they got up the first, 6 plays.
Yeah.
Scored early, and then they went down in the first and never come back. And Ja was having a horrible game, and for some reason he decided to turn it on. I think it's because Usher was there with his dad. That was cool. Y'all may not know this, but Ja is a Traeger man, or his dad is at least. I took him. I had the opportunity to get a Traeger in their hands. Was it last year? Took him.
Yeah, it was last year.
And his dad T loves to cook, so he's into cooking on Traeger.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I got to go to his house and everything.
You didn't meet Ja though.
No, he was flying somewhere. I forget where he
Yeah.
was. I think he was hurt at the time or something. But I got to meet his dad. I got to see his house. All of his rides. I can't tell anybody where it is.
Yeah, but that was it was a great game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I hadn't been to the Forum in forever, so I really enjoyed it. It's electric, man. If you hadn't been to
I'll say that
a playoff NBA game, and of course we got the Grizzlies in our backyard, so it's like we're de facto NBA fans now because you got to pull for home teams, right?
Yeah. You
And
always
so,
do.
but TV does not do it justice. When you go and every minute of the game is pumped up. It's cool.
Basketball and baseball is way more fun to watch in person
Than on
at
TV.
home. And to me,
Yeah,
football's the opposite. I hate watching football in the stands.
Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah.
like watching football at home?
Yeah, I love it.
I can
Football.
see that. Yeah, got to get your own tailgate going at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I think football's a little harder to track, like the field,
Yeah.
when you're watching it and understanding what's going on.
I like hockey live too.
Oh yeah,
I
hockey.
prefer to go to hockey live.
We used to have a hockey team locally. They were like a
The River
minor league.
Kings, yeah.
Is that minor league?
Yeah, very minor. Minor league hockey's awesome though.
It was so much fun.
It's a lot of goons, a lot of fights. You can get glass seats real easy.
Yeah.
Beer's usually cheap.
Heck yeah.
It's a fun time. I hate we don't have them anymore.
Yeah. And those type of stadiums are kind of small, so it's easy to maneuver around in there,
yeah.
I didn't realize they got replaced with the Memphis Hustle.
Yeah.
So now there's a basketball.
Yeah,
team that plays there.
it is. They play up in Landers, right
Yep.
up in South Haven.
Oh, that might be fun to go watch.
Yeah.
So it's minor league
I
basketball.
think they're doing
I've
an
never
indoor
seen minor
soccer
league
there too. I've never been to indoor soccer either.
Isn't it like the 901 or something like
Yeah, well, there's one they play. The 901 I think plays at Redbirds.
Okay.
They share Redbirds, so it's an outdoor soccer league, and then they have an
okay.
indoor soccer league too.
That would be cool to go watch.
Yeah,
Are they doing rugby out here too? There's
a
many-
Memphis Rugby League. I've
Yeah.
never been to a match or anything. I don't know much about rugby.
I hadn't either.
Seems
I'd like
brutal.
to go.
Yeah, I probably like it.
The one thing I will say, they did not have nachos at the game.
Wait, what?
yeah,
Not the section we were in.
yeah.
Because
I
I said
didn't
It was
want to
more
keep
like
walking.
it was some kind of beef and then shrimp
They had hot
pasta.
dogs.
Yeah, they did have hot dogs.
Because they sell rendezvous nachos on the second level, and they're so good.
Yeah, that's what that was my thing. Well, we got a parking pass, and I can eat some nachos for dinner.
You could have. You just had to go down to the regular level.
Yeah, I just needed to go down one level. But they play again tonight. So
I like the fact that Hennessy was was at the bar. It's like everything's in. It's like the special drinks was in. I was like, yeah.
Michael asked me, "You gonna get you some Hennessy?"
I did.
Mom? Did you?
Double shot on ice.
Did you?
How am I going to go to a bar that's got Hennessy and not get one? That's what their specialty.
Was it good?
Heck yeah. I like some cognac.
I do too.
That yak.
They had something called the Blue
mineral-
Mule, I think. That was really, really
It was
good.
a strawberry something. Was the special drink when we went. I guess they changed it up.
Mm-hmm, probably so.
Did you finish that at the bar?
Before I got back to my seat.
I didn't see that. That was not brought
I
up.
slipped that one in on you. Didn't I? Aha!
Had to turn it up for the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I had to get buck. It's hard out here for a film.
The draft is going on this weekend.
Yeah. The Vikings got them. I saw we drafted, I think, a safety first. I didn't stay up and watch it. I was watching it up to the 12th pick, and all of a sudden they traded that pick. I was like, well, dang, I wanted to, I wanted to get a quarterback.
They were doing a lot of moving and trading.
Man, there was according to everything I read this morning, first round was kind of shook up, and it was didn't go as it was expected. There was only one quarterback taken.
That's so unusual.
In the first round, so it was a heavy defense, offense. Some D-backs went off early that they didn't. It's interesting. I don't see, now, don't get me wrong, the draft's okay. I don't have any. That's where you get your new players and all that, but going to that live, like on TV, it was like thousands and thousands of people's out there in Vegas for this drafted. I mean, I don't get it.
It can't be that exciting.
Maybe people are just that bored right now.
Yeah.
Want some football excitement, but I'm not dressing up and going out there and standing in all those crowds of people to see who they pick. Come on.
You think they were family of people that were getting picked?
I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe some super fan. I don't know. It was.
I do think super fans go out there. It's like
I mean, I like football, but dang, I ain't that devoted.
It was in Vegas this year. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's a good reason to go to Vegas, but I could have watched it from the sports book or something.
So do you think the
line on the Grizzlies tonight's -1? So go ahead and make that money because it's going. Heard it here first.
Do you think the Vikings are shaping up to have a good team this year?
About average. I've got high expectations like always. Not as much as Cowboy fans where they think they're going to win Super Bowl. But
Oh my gosh, every year. Man.
we'd like to make the playoffs. Man, I wish they'd have traded. I didn't know the Titans were dumping A.J. Brown. They traded him to the Eagles.
Whoa.
I'd have loved for him to have been a Viking.
Did you have him on
Making
your
that money. No.
fantasy app?
No, he's just an Ole Miss guy.
Okay, that's why I recognize the name.
Yeah.
I did see a Mississippi State guy get drafted last night.
Yeah. Cross.
Yeah, Cross.
Still waiting for quarterback to go off.
I was just watching it while I was doing something else, and you had the TV on watching it, and they just kept showing this one little. He wasn't little; he was a big old quarterback-looking dude, real handsome, blonde hair, the type.
Yeah.
Sitting there just looking all sad.
They
they just kept
like
picking.
20.
Yeah, they kept
think he
picking
went to
other people.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, he
I
did.
think so.
Yeah.
Steelers took him. So.
He just kept looking all sad. And his girlfriend was sitting there looking all nervous.
Somebody pick him.
Yeah. He looked like he was disappointed.
Yeah, I will see where Corral goes, though. I figured he'd go in the second round. Wish he'd have stayed one more year, but hey, get that second round money, I guess.
So this week you did a recipe on lemon pepper chicken.
I
Quarters.
did. Them lemon pepper steppers. It's hard. It's hard to beat chicken leg quarters on a grill. I mean, to me, that's like ultimate barbecue food. When I think of chicken plates, I think of leg quarters. Now, most often they're glazed in a sauce and kind of char grill, but these, I wanted to do something that would pair good with the white sauce. And so the citrus goes with it because it's got citrus elements in the white sauce. And so I kind of made up my version of a easy lemon pepper seasoning using like Tone's lemon pepper with equal parts AP. And then I added some herbs like some parsley and some rosemary, and a little bit of thyme in that, and made a really good seasoning.
Yeah.
Like that lemon pepper stepper seasoning, that's might be on the developing something there. Add a little bit of few tweaks to it, but I like the way it turned out on the skin, and using the.
You like lemon pepper chicken, though.
I do.
Yeah.
I like lemon pepper. I like lemon pepper wings. I like lemon pepper on seafood. It just goes.
Yeah.
A little bit of spice with some lemon or some citrus flavor goes really good on fish and especially on chicken too. But I used the Weber this week. I had the vortex in the center of it so I could kind of create indirect heat, but it's high heat because the way the vortex throws so much of the heat up into the dome of the Weber, and it kind of rolls down over whatever you got on the grate on the outside, and it is excellent on chicken skin.
It makes it crispy.
It does. It gets it to where you don't have that soggy skin, that chewy. It's hot enough heat to render that fat underneath the skin, so it makes it really bite through, and the seasonings you put on it kind of gets crispy. I loved it. It was like that was an easy cook. I mean, I don't even know what I'd say the hardest part of it is. Maybe not burning yourself when you're glazing around the vortex.
Yeah. I like what you did with the butter too. You grilled the lemons for just a minute.
So I took some lemons and I just split them in half. And when I put the chicken on, I let the chicken get started. And I set where I had some extra room on the grate. I just set those lemons cut side down on the grate, and it gets a little char on them, but it heats up that oil and that juice and warms it up. And man, those were Meyer lemons that we picked up at Kroger, and they were so juicy and flavorful. And I
do you think it was because they were just good lemons and we got lucky, or do you think
I wouldn't think it's lemon season right now?
Yeah.
You know, I think
the grilling it brought it out.
I think the grilling it brought it out,
loosened it up. Yeah,
and I just squeezed those grilled lemon juice into the stick of melted butter and added some of the seasoning that I put on the chicken. It made an awesome little baste.
Yeah, it did.
The good thing about using that vortex like that is when you're basting with, say, butter or oil, or you got something in there, you're not going to get any flame ups because it is indirect heat. So we're just using the flavor and the butter and the heat that as it heats up that butter on the skin kind of browns it a little bit, and it makes it even crispier. It's like it wants to fry it almost in that high heat.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
I was kind of surprised. I was a little worried because I've seen you do chicken, wings with the vortex, but the chicken quarters are so much bigger.
Yeah.
I was worried they would start burning in those high heats, but they didn't.
They didn't. No, they didn't. And I didn't flip them or anything. Yeah. I just left them skin up the whole way. The bottom was perfect. I think I picked it up and showed it in the video. You kind of see the bottom too. But it was perfect. It was perfectly cooked. I spent some time trimming those thighs. Now, there's been plenty of times where I've just bought a 4-pound bag of leg quarters and I don't think they were but like $10. They're cheap. And I would, usually they come froze, I guarantee it, to the store. By the time they sit out in the cooler, they've kind of thawed out some. But usually, I've taken them and thrown them right in a brine or a marinade, even seasoned them right out of the bag and put them on the grill. But this time I took my time. The way you get these leg quarters, they split them off, and so they still have part of that spine, the backbone that runs on them. So what I did, I took my knife and just kind of cleaned off any of the excess fat and stuff was on them. And then I went in at that thigh joint and just popped it and then trimmed that piece of backbone back off. And I left plenty of skin like that come over the back so it would tuck around that leg quarter. And it made a beautiful presentation of them. It's really simple to do. Just take your time and clean those leg quarters up a little bit. You don't have to. It just looks better.
Yeah. It didn't take you, what?
And you don't lose any meat. You don't lose any meat cutting the back off. Yeah, it took me maybe 20 minutes. It wasn't bad. But I do think that that you get cooking leg quarters like that, you get a lot of meat.
Yeah.
And it's
good.
Yeah. And you could, if I cook breasts like that, bone-in breast, it'll get done, but it's going to be dry. It's just so hard to nail it. Those leg quarters, I took them up to 190, 195, some of them were, and they were just juicy as they could be.
So I usually look on YouTube to see what other videos are there. I didn't see any lemon pepper grilled chicken quarter recipes.
Really? Not one?
Yeah. They had some baked lemon checker. I found a few baked quarters, lemon pepper quarters, and I found plenty of grilled lemon pepper, like breasts, wings, whatever. But
you're missing out not trying it on them. It's super good. Now you could use regular barbecue rub if you wanted to, do them the exact same way.
Yeah.
But I think folks should try the lemon pepper on them.
If you
it's
like
good.
Pepper, yeah.
Well, adding AP to it, you get the savory, you get the salt and the pepper and the garlic, and then you add the citrus and a little bit more spice from some more extra black pepper and just the herbs. It's just a real fresh, savory, citrusy flavor. And it's kind of balanced. It's not like over the top lemon pepper.
Yeah.
Like if somebody said they didn't like lemon flavor, they wouldn't pick it up. I mean, you'd know there might be some citrus.
Oh, they'd pick it up.
It wouldn't be overpowering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was balanced. It was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy about lemon pepper seasonings. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop eating it.
They were good.
Especially with that white sauce.
And that was the key at the end. I didn't straight out the bottle. And, I've got a white sauce recipe out there. You can try it. I mean,
yeah.
It's easy to make too, but you could use any white sauce you could and drizzle it over it. I don't know.
There's not a lot of good bottled
barbecue
sauce
and the lemon pepper probably wouldn't. I've never tried that combo. I don't think you would lose some of the lemon pepper side of it if you did that. But just a simple butter sauce would be good too, though.
Do you think people have something against chicken leg quarters?
I don't know. If they do, they're missing out.
Like you were saying, like as a kid, I remember, when the fire department would
that's what they sold. That's what everybody ate.
You got a plate.
Yeah.
It was the chicken leg quarters. I loved them.
I don't know why. I mean, bang for your buck. I mean, pound for pound, price wise, whatever. Meat and the meat they yield, it's a great bargain.
Yeah, I guess so. I did some.
When you think barbecue chicken, what comes to your mind? I mean, is it leg quarters or is it pieces or? I mean,
it's either thighs or leg quarters. Yeah.
When I think barbecue chicken, I think leg quarters. And then I guess my competition side, it ain't breast. Yeah. When you say grilled chicken, automatically chicken breast, grilled chicken. You don't say, I'm gonna go grill some thighs or grilled leg quarters. Maybe grilled legs, but most of the time it's a grilled chicken breast. And then when I say wings, I think of them either smoked or fried.
So I did some of my favorite things and got some scientific facts.
Okay, let's hear them. I like the scientific.
So I started thinking about dark meat versus white meat, Mm-hmm. Where do you fall on the line, first off? I think you're a white meat man.
I eat more wings than I do anything.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah.
But if we bought a bucket of chicken.
Oh, if we get the 8-piece family pack, I'm going for the big pieces, the daddy pieces. Yeah.
I want them thighs.
I'm a breast, usually if I go somewhere and I get a 2-piece combo, it'll be a breast and wing.
Yeah, I'm the thighs.
You want a thigh and a leg or 2 thighs?
Don't eat.
I mean, they're okay.
I ain't even messing with them breasts.
They're okay, but I like dark meat. Don't get me wrong, but if I had my picking of a piece of chicken, I'm probably gonna pick a wing.
A wing.
Yeah.
In any preparation.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not any preparation. Like if it's with a dish, it's probably gonna be breasts, like pasta or something like that. Nobody's cooking thighs and fettuccine. You know what I mean?
No, they're not. For presentation alone, yeah.
But those grilled boneless, skinless thighs and putting them in stuff, like making fajitas or cutting them up and putting them in jambalaya or any kind of dish like that, they were in tacos. They work great. They really do. And people don't know it. I slip them in all the time just because they have more flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, they do.
And they stay juicier. They don't dry out.
My deal with fried chicken thighs is they're not like what I call cleaned. All the excess fat and all that's not been taken off of them.
I know.
And so you bite into them and you get these pockets of fat in there. And I can't stand that. You don't get that on a breast. I know what I'm getting when I'm getting a chicken breast, but if you can take the time and clean, like barbecue chicken thighs, when I scrape the skin and all that for contests, those are awesome.
When you scrape the skin. When's the last time you scraped the skin?
It's been a while.
I've
got the best chicken trimmer in the world.
I'm out of practice.
Lives under my roof.
So dark meat versus white meat. Ditch the idea that white meat is healthier. Both white and dark meat have positive nutritional qualities. White meat does contain less fat and less calories than dark meat. However, the differences are very small. Dark meat is also richer in nutrients than white meat and contains more iron and zinc.
Huh. Maybe that's why maybe you got an iron deficiency or something. You
Probably
you crave that.
White meat has a milder taste, while dark meat has a fattier, chickenier taste.
I agree with that.
So the different muscles in the animal are used to do different things. So your dark cuts, like your drumsticks, your thighs, they are used for holding the animal up and walking. So they are required to work for longer, sustained periods of time. The white cuts are required to perform short bursts of energy like flapping their wings.
Yeah, but in the cages, they raise them in. They ain't doing no walking or flapping or nothing. They're just sitting there blowing up. Like they go from chick to full grown fryer in a week.
You're right. They ain't walking around.
I think it's dark because they cut the circulation off. They can't move, so the circulation's cut off, turns the meat dark. That's just my theory.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so dark meat cuts come from the muscles that use more oxygen and have more iron.
Okay.
Iron is held in a protein called myoglobin.
You're getting way too scientific for me on this.
And that's what gives it its darker
color. Okay.
This is the stuff that makes my wife cry.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She watches all these documentaries all the time.
How chickens are raised cruelly or whatever.
Then we can't eat Zaxby's for a couple weeks until she gets over it. That's the whole thing.
How does she feel when she goes down the highway and she sees the truck of them all crammed in there, looking like they're getting wind blasted?
I saw one with his little foot sticking out. He was trying to pull it. It made me so
That was
sad.
last weekend. Yeah. I was just thinking, delicious chicken wings.
Look at them.
That's what I look at. Look at that load of chicken wings
nuggets.
there. It's fresh as it gets right there.
Okay, one more point. This is interesting. In contrast, breast meat of a duck is actually darker because ducks fly and use that muscle for a long, sustained periods of time.
Okay.
So
that's why they get so much dark meat on them. They're using way more of their...
Yeah, so that's the dark meat on the ducks. That's what the difference. They're using them
So
more.
I wonder if you got a couple generations in on some pen-raised ducks, would that meat turn lighter?
I don't know.
Maybe so.
Can you pen raise ducks?
Okay, they pen-raised chickens. I guess you could.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's good facts, though. Doing some research.
I got more,
You
but
got more.
I'm not gonna go down there. You gave me that.
You're not going to bore us with the rest of the scientific stuff. Make me start feeling bad for the chickens I'm eating.
Thinking about them too much.
Yeah, I'm thinking about them right now. So.
Would you turn your nose up at a dark meat chicken salad?
Yes. I want chicken salad made out of white meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about dark meat in your chicken and dumplings?
Yes. I don't want that. I mean, so
I use a whole chicken.
we use a whole chicken. Yeah. So it's not really, you don't really know. But if it was just all dark meat, I would be, something's wrong there. That's just my preference.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's my preference.
Yeah. So you fall typically more on the white meat
spectrum.
White meat spectrum.
Yeah. I ain't gonna shake my head at a leg or a thigh, but that's all they got,
I used to love legs as a kid, but
yeah, and I feel like legs are more what kids eat.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones that people have been doing where they're like butterflying the leg open and cooking them?
I like an air fryer.
I hadn't tried them yet. Yeah, I've seen them on TikToks where they're doing them on the air fryer, but I've seen them do them on the grill too. And it's like you take the knife and you go down the bone and just kind of fillet it back off the bone. You leave it on the bone, but you lay it open and it gives you more surface area, I guess, to grill. You don't have to roll it. I guess you just flip it one time. But it looks interesting. I mean, appearance ain't the greatest when it's done, but
I'd try it though.
I'd try it too.
Especially if you could get it kind of crispy on all those sides,
Something to try.
Yeah. So last week we went to our very first crawfish cook-off.
We did down in Metairie, Louisiana, and man, it was fun. I had a blast.
It was fun. It was a great
I've never been to
event.
a crawfish contest, so let me set it up for you. It was at this Catholic school, and they had like in their parking lot, by the building, the gym, the buildings or whatever. They had it all like event fenced off, and they made one entrance in and out. And they sold wristbands, and that's how the public went in. And once you get in, it's like a barbecue contest. Everybody's got their 10 by 10 tent set up, and some of them's 10 by 20, just depending, I guess, on how much money they paid. But they got booths set up, and they're all back there cooking crawfish. They got a table across the front of them. They got their little box for the public to vote, and they give you, like, each wristband, you got 5 votes. Is that right?
I think so.
I think so. You got 5 tickets, and you were the public was going around, and you go from booth to booth, and they give you little trays of crawfish, and they had a tin there if you wanted to. They had tables standing up down the middle. You could stand and eat. But you tried them, and if you liked them, you went back and put a vote in their box, and you were supposed to, was there 40-something teams?
I think so, yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, and man, it was a well-oiled machine. I mean, they had people running live sacks of crawfish on little 2-wheeler hand dollies at the whole time.
Constantly.
There was a whole trash. You can imagine how much garbage they're accumulating from throwing away the shells. And they had crews taking that out. I mean, and I never saw a booth that didn't have some crawfish ready to go. And they had people. It looks like some of them had street patrols walking around. Hey, try our crawfish. We're right over here. Kind of carnival barking style.
There was one guy. He had tamales that he had cooked in.
Really? I didn't see those.
But you could only get one if you gave him a ticket.
Oh, that's a good scheme there. Yeah, you know he was getting. Did you give him one?
Michael did. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it was delicious.
So from the judging side, that was all the public. Now, from my side of it, they asked the judges not to eat any crawfish when you got there, to wait and sit down, and so that way you're fresh, And so I had to watch y'all.
Well, me and Michael went right at it. We were taking our job seriously.
Michael really did. He's like, I'm judging all 40 of these.
And we did.
Did y'all make it through all of them?
Towards the end, you know how you started getting full at that point. You know, we've eaten a lot of crawfish, and there was a bunch of people that were in between getting some fresh crawfish out, and we would skip them, and we didn't go back. So, but we did make the way around every team. So if you had it out fresh, we tried it.
So from
I'd say we tried 25 to 30 teams.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. You found some really good ones?
I found some really good ones. I was surprised at how much the citrusy ones I really liked.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorites.
Well, from the judging standpoint, from what I did, they had a little judging area. And they had it broke up into 3 tables. And I think there was, on my table, there was 5 of us. I think some tables had 6 judges. But, there's probably, if I had to guess, probably 18 to 20 judges there is what it was about. And the team's blind box entry. So they had like a take-to-go container like you see at a barbecue or steak contest. They put their crawfish in it. They had a set time. They turn them in. Well, we're sitting there, and we don't know. We just got a score sheet in front of us. And the scoring, I had no idea how you were going to do it. It was super simple. It was like, okay, we're ranking them. You give them a number 1 through 10 on what you think. And you can give multiple 10s. No. The only stipulation they gave us, they asked to only try one crawfish because we were going to try so many. And if you needed to go back in and get a second one because the first one, didn't tell properly or just something was wrong with it, you could go back and get a second one. But it wasn't like you were sitting there eating a whole box of crawfish. They asked us to start at, an average crawfish would have been a 6 and kind of go up from there is how you did it.
Yeah.
And so it's that's a lot like they tell you in barbecue.
Yeah. But
there wasn't presentation. There wasn't, tenderness. You didn't have all that. It was just an overall score 1 through 10. And
that's how we do ours.
It's kind of it's the exact same way we do our inter-office contests when we bring people in to judge. It's just give us a 1 through 10 on it, and we'll tally them up and make it,
I've always hated the judging of, okay, judge 1 through 10, but we really only want you to judge 6 through 10.
Yeah.
That irks me. Just set it 6 through 10.
Yeah. But what if somebody really, really sucks? You don't want to give them an average score of a 6 if they know that's a 1. You got to have, you got to go back to the drawing board.
I just think you give people the numbers and you want them to work inside those numbers.
Yeah. Instead of I don't know, you don't think you get better scores giving them a range?
That's arguable. That would be,
That way it helps, because when you narrow it down to only a few numbers, you're setting yourself up for ties.
Yeah, you do.
So having that range, it gives you a little bit wider. I don't know. I don't think we had any ties. I didn't stick around for the whole total scoring, but
it opens the door for bad judging, in my opinion.
So the way they did it, they would bring us 3 teams 3 boxes at one time, and they had a code on them, like 2 letters, and that's what was on our score sheet. So you looked at the box, you got the letter, you got your crawfish out, you tried it, you marked it accordingly, and then you went to the next box. So we did 3 at a time, and we had 4 rounds the prelim round.
How many times did you go back in and eat a second crawfish?
Only twice. And it was just because the tail, didn't do right or something. I was trying to really break it down. Most of the contestants just put them in the box. Like you could tell they just scooped them in. There was no garnish. There was no sides. Nothing like that could be in there. It was supposed to be crawfish only. And some of them, a few of the really good boxes, they took the time and kind of arranged them in there.
Like shingled
crawfish? Yeah. For real. They look really good. I was like, dang, you open that one up, and it's like judging with your eyes first. You look at it, it's like, man, those look good.
You think somebody put a little care into it.
Yeah. But so I didn't have any that were bad, I wouldn't say. I didn't have any below 5. There was, I may have gave a 6, just an average. but there was nothing bad. And there were some that were really, really good that were definite 10s, you know. That's just the way it goes. It was just like, I didn't really know what to think because I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
But I kind of assumed that you're going to have several that are average, some that are bad, and then some that are really, really good. And that's kind of the way it was.
Yeah. That's the way it was when I was walking around.
We had 2 or 3 that was, you know, really, really good.
I didn't have any that were bad. I had 1 or 2 that was a little like lacking in flavor, I'd say.
That was mine. I think there were 2 of mine. It was just like they boiled them in nothing but salt and water.
Yeah.
And there was no other flavor in it. And it was salty. You know how when you get salt and it's just kind of hot, it does something to the inside of your mouth. It's so salty.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I was like, oh, that ain't good. It was like, it's almost like they're boiled peanuts. You know how boiled peanuts have that salty, briny taste?
Yeah.
That's all the crawfish had. But then I had one, I got some citrus notes that were really good, like you were talking about. We had one that was a jalapeno, and it did really well, but it was jalapeno and not hot. So it had a lot of jalapeno flavor that you could pick up on. And every judge on my table was like, man, that's different. You know, it set itself apart without being spicy. Then we did have one that was like, that's the hot one. You know? And I was kind of concerned, like, you know, to me it'd be really easy to cook a way spicy, overloaded hot crawfish and ruin everybody else. But I didn't have any that was like that.
I didn't have any that was crazy, crazy hot.
So after that prelim round, after all the judges judged the first round, they took the top 10 scores and brought those same boxes back. And this is where it kind of got tough because you can imagine at the time, those boxes had done been sitting there and they'd done been around to the tables. So they'd been picked over the first round. 5 or 6 of them at minimum were gone, often more than that. And then they had to go through and, you know, everybody was judging them. So all of the judges judged the top 10 and we were supposed to get one each. So that was a little tough. I mean, they were because all the crawfish in the top 10 were good. Yeah. You know, they were kind of close.
So did you re-rank? Did you give them a 1 through 10 type ranking, or did you just
rescore them again? Okay. Yeah. They didn't say, you know, you didn't have to differentiate again because there's so many judges. The chances of them duplicating. That's a good thing about having so many judges. But what makes it tough to me is like, so we got a box and it only had a few in it. I mean, you know, that probably was a good box, and it was. But it's just, I would have liked to have seen them go notify those top 10 teams
and get
a fresh box and come back at it. That way you got some hot crawfish ready to go again. And it gives those teams another fair chance to start back over, basically, if you're going to run them through that way.
There's
That'd
a
be
difference
cool
between cold crawfish and hot
crawfish. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that was probably, if I had to complain, and I'm not complaining at all, but the crawfish get cooler setting out. Yeah. You know, it's nice when they're piping hot and fresh.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, those were some fantastic crawfish. Great event. I definitely recommend if y'all. I mean, you know, this was the 10th year I think for the St. Catherine's one.
They had
go see that one next year. They already had. I mean, they asked me if I was ready to come back. I said, heck yeah, go ahead and put me down. But there's crawfish events like this everywhere down in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast because what was there 4 or 5 going that weekend in the New Orleans area?
That was a great weekend to do it.
Yeah.
The weather was nice.
Yeah. Shout out to our local friend Kevin Tide, KT. He's been cooking and selling crawfish here in the Hernando area, man, over 10 years. I don't know how long.
Probably longer than that.
Probably longer than that. But he went down and at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum, I guess it's in Biloxi.
I thought it was a casino.
It was sponsored by Island View Casino, but it was at the Coliseum. They had a 3-day crawfish festival down there. The middle day, they had a contest. I don't know how many teams was in it, but he won. It's like a $2,500 crawfish win.
That's pretty awesome.
He kicked butt down there and showed them how to cook it. I saw him somebody videoed it and put it on Facebook. And the guy was, you know, when they call out the awards or whatever, and Kevin goes up, counts out his money $100 at a time. And then they ask him where he's from. He's like, Hernando, Mississippi. And it's like, goes quiet. It's like nobody's expecting. You know, they were probably some parish down there somewhere on the coast. No. Got a Yankee from up DeSoto County, way up north in DeSoto County, Mississippi, come down there and show them how to do it. So that would be fun. I mean,
I think you would enjoy cooking one.
Oh, yeah, I'd love doing one. I don't know. I guess all the teams probably, I don't know how many most of them cooked. I would guess 7 to 10 sacks. But it seemed like the crawfish was rolling. And they had a big crowd at the one we were at.
Yeah.
I was several thousand people, it seemed like.
It was.
The bands were good.
The whole event, I kept walking around looking and, you know, just trying to get ideas because I'd love to throw something like that one day. But they had they had the band. They had it so well laid out and so well organized. It was really, really.
Well, what I liked about it is it takes a cooking competition and turns it into a family-friendly event with
And a
having the
community
public
event.
side of it,
Yeah.
where people are getting to actually try. And that's what makes it tough, I guess, in barbecue in different towns, municipalities, dealing with local health department rules and stuff. I mean, there's always a chance. I guess, crawfish is less likely because it's in its shell when it's cooked, as long as it's cooked properly. But I mean, I could see them that being trouble, like trying to do that with barbecue or trying to do it with something else. But I mean, it was a great time, fun event. Weather was beautiful. Really had a fantastic trip, and we got to go to Rizzuto's Italian steak chop house.
They did have one. They did have these things called frosés at the crawfish event. They were
frozen wines,
frozen rosé, I guess.
Yeah.
Those things are good. I was looking up daiquiri machines on the way back home.
Yeah, you were. I was thinking daiquiri machine.
That's the next office machine. Like
Frosé, just on tap. Just have it running all the time in the summer.
We're just gonna have frosé and nacho day.
Nacho frosés. They were giving away jambalaya and I guess pizza for the kids.
Yeah, they have Papa John's pizzas for
I
the
didn't
kids.
try the jambalaya.
And they had like a bake sale going on, like the
really?
PTA or something.
It was a
sale.
good event. Parking was crazy, man, because it was like in a neighborhood, like old neighborhood in Old Metairie, and it was just up and down the street wherever you could find. We hopped Uber from the hotel, wasn't no problem. But if you go, know that parking may be a challenge. But
if you had Uber, why wouldn't you Uber? I'd Uber everywhere if we Uber.
But yeah, that was fun. Then later that night we had made reservations to go to that restaurant we talked about. That Waylon put this on. And
what was the name of the restaurant? Rizzuto's.
And people had listened to the podcast because I went this day. They're like, "Did you go to last night? You going tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, we got a reservation." So I didn't stick around and eat crawfish at the end. I knew I was going to go eat this amazing. I didn't know how good it was going to be, but I'm telling you what, it ain't no joke.
It was good.
Now I may have been out of place, country boy from Mississippi coming up in there. Because it was pretty fancy.
I think your money spends just fine.
Money spends just fine. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so we had. What was your favorite thing you had? I mean, the spinella steak is what we went for.
Yeah, it was.
We had it at the end, and it was good. Would I say it was the best steak that I've ever ate in my life? No, I mean,
no, it wasn't as good as a ribeye.
Yeah, I mean, spinalis was good. It was cooked on like a salamander. You could tell it was, so it was Ruth's Chris style. Had the butter in the plate and all that. Charred up good on the outside. My temperature was perfect on it. The only thing I would say this, when we said we wanted to order that, when it was time to order entrees, and we asked the lady about it, and she was like, "The chef recommends medium." And I said, "What kind of chef is this? What's he recommending medium for?"
So I've thought about that this week. What does he recommend medium to make sure all the fat,
Yeah,
renders?
I don't know. I mean, it could have been that he was.
It was salamander.
He gets a lot of them sent back, maybe because they're not done enough for people, or it's a fatty cut. Maybe he's trying to, do that.
Know.
But for me, we ordered medium rare, and my medium rare was perfect.
Yeah, I had a medium.
It was it closer to probably rare plus? It may have been, but it was perfect for me. Definitely wasn't too rare.
Yeah, the crab cake was really good. I had a crab cake appetizer.
My favorite thing that I had, the crab cake was. Go
great.
there for the crab cake and try that spinella steak. But the best thing I had was a fried oyster pasta. And it was like a linguine and like a creamy lemon sauce with these panko crusted fried oysters like scattered on top of it. And for a fried oyster, like these are not like any po' boy fried oyster or something you've got at a seafood restaurant down there. It was melt in your mouth. The crunch on it was excellent. I mean, it was that dish right there. I might order just that.
I would too. Yeah.
Just forego the steak. I've had that and get that dish because we just ordered something to try it. We saw it and you like fried oysters, so we said all three of us would just try that. The lady thought we was crazy. We was ordering all this stuff. I said, "Look, we're just want to try what's on the menu. It's like a tasting."
It was good. Yeah, I agree.
I recommend that place.
Those oysters and pasta were really, really
It's
good.
worth the drive.
The night before, we had gone to Acme.
Yeah,
the Acme
Oyster House.
Yeah, and we had just got some raw oysters and a po' boy. But those raw oysters and that oyster po' boy I had that night was really, really good too.
I love raw oysters. It's almost May. If you don't get them in this week, if you don't get them in Saturday, I would. You go by that? What would you call it?
I guess it's the.
It's not a rumor. It's a. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a rule.
Was that months that end in or something?
Yeah, you got to have R in it to eat raw oysters.
Gotcha.
I think that was an old saying because they couldn't transport them in the hotter months. That's what I believe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The parish posted something about it recently, and they were like,
yeah.
They said that's not
Well, it's
true
harder to
anymore.
keep. I understand it's hard to keep them fresh when it's hot, but I've also heard that it has something to do with the water temperatures where some of them are harvested. They're more prone for like bacteria bloom or algae bloom. They can, I don't know. It's something scientific. Like
And I
you
can
read
see
earlier.
that too.
Yeah. But that's always been my general rule.
I'll have
I don't
you
want to
some
be
facts
oyster
next
sick.
week.
Yeah, you have me some facts. There you go. Fact check that up. We'll do a recap. Talking about why you shouldn't eat raw oysters in May, June, and July. And August, I guess. Dang, that's several months you're supposed to eat them.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have.
Oh, yeah.
Like if
I
I'm
know
on the
we
coast
have.
down there and they're selling them and everybody's eating them, I'm probably going to try them. But
I know we got a shipment of oysters. They came from the East Coast, though, like northern East Coast oysters.
But I don't think that was in the summer, was it?
I remember someone actually saying, like, you're not supposed to be eating oysters in this month.
Yeah. And we had them shipped to us and kept man. Gambling.
We were shucking them. That's how I learned how to shuck oysters.
Yeah. It's about time to do some more at home.
I'm in. So the community. Let's get to cooking community.
Before we do that,
all right.
I got to tell everybody how you tried to kill yourself. So
I'm excited.
We're at the hotel on Saturday, and I forget what we're doing. We got up that morning, and
They had
Michael's-
some scooters outside.
yeah, you've seen these bird scooters or whatever.
These weren't birds. I forgot what they were. They were better than birds.
Were they?
I love
They're
them.
the little electric scooter where you
Yeah.
can rent it, put your credit card up, and rent it by the hour or minute or whatever it is. So Shell's like, "Yeah, I'll go do it with you. Let's go ride around town."
Well,
So
he
I was like,
"Will you please
"All
do
right,
this with
I
me?"
guarantee y'all go ahead. I'm gonna sit right
I
here."
knew you weren't going to do it.
Yeah, one of y'all is coming back with some kind of injury. So everything's going well. I'm looking on my Life 360, seeing
Oh, you were tracking it?
Yeah, I was kind of watching where you were
Yeah,
going, making
yeah.
sure you wouldn't,
Yeah.
And so y'all rode around, did your thing, went to a little convenience store or whatever, and
We had our little gang going for 2
Oh.
hours.
all the way, you get all the way back to the hotel we're staying at, right? And Michael he stopped short. He pulled to stop short.
He was in front of me and he stopped short. And I don't know. I got too cocky. I was drinking a drink while I was driving. Like,
Had your little bag of Zapp's potato chips hanging on the handlebar. Did it have a horn on it? You're honking at people waving.
you did have a horn. Or no, you didn't have a horn. You had a bell.
Yeah.
But Michael stopped short. And instead of putting my brakes on, I put my foot down.
Ooh,
And I was going too fast.
wrong move, huh?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're tumbling.
I didn't technically tumble. I just kind of.
Ooh, that's even worse.
And Michael's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, I just hope nobody saw that." And he goes, "She saw it."
Did somebody come over to try to help you?
No, I got up real quick.
Oh, really? So you came back in limping in the hotel room, blood pouring down her leg. Like, I told you. What are you thinking? He was like, I'll do it again. It didn't seem to bother you.
Have you seen the bruise on my leg?
Heck yeah.
And the scrape?
I do love those things, though. I tried
They
them in
were
Memphis
great.
in May last year.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
was a
Jay
lot of
Craig's
fun.
wife about killed herself on one of Memphis in May last year. Right back up. They had them right as soon as you come out of the barbecue fest, and you could hop on them right
Yeah.
back up the hill up Bill Street to your hotel.
We were having a blast until
They need to come with like crash helmet and knee pads. It sounds like.
The knee pads would have come in really
Yeah.
handy.
I think they make you sign a waiver. The one I did was like,
I'm
get a
sure
sign
they
a waiver.
do.
I'm sure it was. 'Cause
I don't
had
say
to-
there's no telling if you looked on how many injuries those things have probably caused people.
Because it's a little tricky to get your,
Yeah.
get the hang of it.
Probably even, like
Well,
deaths
especially
and
when you're
stuff,
over
too,
40, I can understand if you're a kid. Like Michael's got, he's got
Overweight
one
and
in the
over
house.
40. We'll see if Road Michael's at the house if he
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
I'd do it again.
That's what you said. Coming in bleeding, limping in. Then we had to take a special run to CVS to get like bandages and peroxide. Bandages, peroxide, a 6-pack of Coors Light.
That's why them.
You're good to go. It's like, let's do this crawfish thing.
That's why them frosés tasted
That's
so
why
good.
it tasted so good.
Made my knee pain go away. Okay, the community.
The community. Yeah.
The Let's Get to Cooking Community Day. So this next week, we're going to be giving away a $100 gift card to the butcher shop.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
within the
awesome.
But you got to be in the community to
get it.
To
get it.
that.
So
what's
explain. How are we going to give it away?
All right, so we're gonna do it's not a rib cooking contest. It's I guess like share your best recipes that you ever cook rib wise,
Like
and more
picture,
importantly,
right?
the picture.
Yeah.
Share your best rib pictures, and the person with the most likes, and whenever gets
It's going to
posted,
get a gift card.
we'll get $100 butcher shop.
That's going to be cool.
to the butcher shop in Pensacola, Florida.
You can get
The
you some of
butcher
them
shop.
Wagyu ribeyes with that.
Heck yeah.
Or some tri-tips or some skirt steak.
just in time.
Put
for
it in on a
grilling season.
brisket. Heck yeah. In time for grilling season.
So Eric sent a link to a pork brisket where you can buy a pork
Was
brisket.
that from Porter Road?
Yes.
I commented on that in there. I saw that. And I think
gonna
Porter
order it?
Road, well, I think Porter Road's one of those, is it like a box delivery where you got to, or can you just order direct from them? I hadn't looked them up, but I was thinking it was like the butcher box or,
Yeah,
is that what it is?
I don't know. I just looked at it.
it
I
appeared.
think it comes out of Nashville, though. I think I saw a comment say.
It appeared to be like that, but then from what I saw, it looked like you could also just order individual cuts of meat
Yeah.
as well. So.
Yeah, this looks like
That's
you can
cool.
just order it. So it's only $26
For pork
for
brisket.
a 1.2 to 1.75 pound pork
It's
brisket.
like tri-tip size.
Ships frozen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I might have to.
You may order it up.
Hey, we'll get out of here.
It says you get free ground shipping at $100.
Well, we might have to order some other stuff. To get it up there. How much you say it was?
It was only $26.
Yeah, for a pork brisket.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, I need to try
But
one.
Thanks to Eric for sending that
Pork
over.
brisket burn-ins. That sounds good.
Ooh, make them sweet.
Yeah, you're gonna order it, ain't you?
I have 4 in my cart.
They get you on that free shipping level.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta put at least $100 in there. Hey,
Because I bet
the way I look at it, if I'm gonna spend $10-12 in shipping, I might as well get something else and boost that level up. So it'll be close to $100 anyway.
heck yeah, our freezer's starting to.
Calm down. We're going through it some. Yeah, taking some stuff out.
I saw a TikTok the other day that reminded me of you. It said it's a freezer, not a museum. Anyway, the best thing I saw this week. The best thing I saw this week on the page was from Tony. He did a smoked orange ginger pork steak. He served it with bok
I
choy
didn't
stir
see
fry
that.
and a spicy kimchi.
Was it cut up pork steak or like
A
a piece of pork steak?
piece
Man,
of
that
pork
sounds
steak.
delicious.
I know. I like
Like-
Asian-y flavors in
Yeah,
pork.
yeah. So what do you serve it with? A stir fry and a
Bok
bok.
choy, stir fry, and spicy kimchi.
Okay.
I get down.
Kimchi and pork steak. Now I love kimchi with beef. I don't think I've ever tried it with pork, but man, that's got me thinking right there. I got to try that.
I think that's a great idea because you got the fattiness in the pork.
Yep.
That's what works
I've got
so
a
well.
great glaze that I could do to form.
Oh yeah. Add a little sesame seeds. And then I saw someone else they used that Melinda's sticky Asian wing sauce, but they used it on baby back
I
ribs.
saw those on the Weber.
Yeah, they cut them
They had
into
them cut
pieces
up. Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
used the
think they use a vortex on that.
Yeah.
I did see those. Those look good too. I've never like grilled or smoked loin back ribs or spare ribs cut up individually. I've fried them, like deep fried ribs, and they're fantastic. Like when we do our trims, we'll cut the ends and pieces off, then we'll cut them up into individual bones, batter them and fry them, and toss them in a tiger sauce or something, like a spicy Asian sauce.
So so you cut it up into pieces and then you just
Yeah,
batter-
usually, we drop 2 or 3 bones on
Yeah.
each end of a slab of ribs to get that center cut piece we want that's all straight bones. You take those pieces and cut them into individual bones. You can fry the whole 2 or 3 bone section if you want to, the tip or whatever.
you leave the bone
But-
in.
Yeah, leave the bone in. You just batter them, deep fry them, and it's basically like deep fried pork chop.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. If you've ever ate close to the bone on a bone-in pork chop, it's exactly what it is, especially with baby backs. And they're fantastic done like that. You could do them buffalo style, but that sauce there, that Melinda's sauce, I like the Melinda stuff. It's good. They sent us like a sample pack. We had just about all of them, didn't we? They were
all very good.
there's all of them. They're really good.
Some of them were a little spicy, but y'all liked them.
Yeah, that spicy garlic parmesan was
Back when me and Mikey were doing the wings, Monday night wing stuff, we tried just about all of them from different ways. They were all pretty good.
And then I had someone comment that they think the 50-50 mix of vinegar and the barbecue sauce.
Don't give away that secret.
They said
That's a competition sauce.
They
right
think
there.
they stumbled up into something.
50-50 blend. I've used it before in videos, but that's the competition sauce right there. 50-50 combo.
They want to know if
You
anybody
want
else
to really
had
get it
ever
right,
tried
add you just a little bit of pepper, Texas pepper jelly, rib candy to it. You want to get it real good, do the double hot. It'll get spicy.
What's the double hot? Oh, the double
X.
hot. Okay.
Yeah. It gets good in the wrap.
So what do you have coming up this weekend, Malcolm?
Man, I'm cooking some crawfish. No joke. No joke. I got back home. On the way back home, I said, Chill, the weather's nice. We're going to cook crawfish next weekend. So I called my buddy up at Porter's and got me some sacks ordered and cooking crawfish tomorrow.
Sacks, plural?
It's going to be okay.
Oh, Malk.
No, but I'm going to do, I am going to do my chicken wing thing with it. Or buy my chicken wings, and then when I make them get my water right, I boil chicken wings in it to get, instead of adding chicken broth or chicken stock, I kind of make a chicken stock in my crawfish pot, and then you boil them with your crawfish seasoning and all that. And then when the wings are done, you kind of got all the fat rendered in them. You got the essence of it in your pot, flavoring your crawfish. You pull those wings out, let them dry off a little bit, throw them on the grill, char them up, toss them in sauce, and you got you some Cajun boiled and grilled, Cajun fried wings.
They're really good.
So we're doing that.
They get
this weekend.
crispy, I guess, because
yeah. Because you've rendered the fat,
fat.
the skin's still there, so the skin gets crispy on them.
my favorite way is you season them with king crawl,
Yeah.
put them on the
That's it.
Once they come out of
Cajun
the-
grill,
yeah.
it's a Cajun wing. That's
once
what
it comes out of the water, season it with king
Yep.
crawl, put it on the pit, usually a pellet grill for
Yeah, because it's just got plenty of air moving.
yeah.
Vortex would work on the Weber, but you could do them just on regular, indirect heat too.
I'll have to make some ranch.
May have to.
That's how my dad used to cook chicken quarters. Is he boiled them in a crab bowl?
Really?
Yeah, and
For his
and he
big
would-
bar, like the
when you
barbecue
was-
plates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That's
for
interesting. Or just do the
family
liquid or
reunions
the,
and-
what do you do, powder and liquid? Or he just make a pot like he's going to boil seafood?
I'm not
and
sure. I'm pretty sure I know he used the
He
liquid.
didn't know he's onto something if he's a boiled crawfish behind that, did he?
No.
He'd have- But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I got to go to the store. I got to get my list ready and get all my fixings for that.
Hopefully it'll be a nice day.
Yeah, probably try to get a TikTok. I've got to brush up. Trying to come up with a different margarita recipe for our contest. I hadn't quite decided on what I'm doing, so I got to practice that this weekend. Margaritas, because that's our Cinco de Mayo's next week, and here at the office we're having another little inner office challenge, and we're all doing. You're having to make not just a margarita; it's a pitcher of margarita.
Yeah.
And so we're judging them on the pitcher, right?
So I started thinking about this last night. What if we do everybody gets so many tickets and they get to vote on everybody's margarita
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
instead of everybody having to get a cup and score it?
Yeah,
Do we get to go in there privately, or does
you
everybody get to
could.
watch
Yeah.
us?
You could.
Yeah.
So nobody knows where you're dropping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
There's going to be, y'all can't gang up on,
What do you mean you can't gang up?
I'm going to put all my tickets in
Why can't you?
yours
Oh, you can't work out no deals.
and then we'll split the prize money.
Yeah. No, there ain't gonna be no deals like that.
Is there a way for us to do? I don't know. Remain anonymous.
We need like one
Yeah,
official.
we need to
one
remain
official
anonymous.
judge who's willing to drink about 7 margaritas to come in and be like, we get all of our ticket scores, and you got one judge that judges them all. And they pick one out of them. That's like, or weighs it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
You're
way I can get somebody
overcomplicating
else.
it.
Yeah, I'm overcomplicating. Never mind.
It's not that big a deal.
Terrible idea.
You get a trophy.
I'm just looking forward to the nacho machine and tacos.
Me too. I'm just here for the fun.
But that's what's coming up.
Memphis
I will
May.
be Memphis and May's coming up. Man, load-in's next Saturday, day before Mother's Day. In fact, if you're,
I've already started procuring supplies.
have you? Yeah, you have. We
Saw 'em
picked
on
up a
the
load
table.
from Sam's yesterday. Noticed there was a couple cans of nacho cheese, so that means you know what? The nacho machine's going to Memphis.
Hell yeah.
You could be known as the nacho lady, the mayo nacho lady. You've got all kinds of aliases.
Now, that's even more reason to buy the frozen machine.
Yeah, so you
Got to
do
diversify, yeah.
But no, I've got before that Tuesday, I'll be on Barbecue Central wrapping up the last of our 4 meat discussions. It's ribs to finish that one out with Greg, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about Memphis in May. He usually has some good topics to cover. This weekend, if you're in close to Selmer, Tennessee, my friend Danny Montgomery and his daughter Christy and husband Rodney are putting on the Metairie County steak cook-off contest. That's a great contest. I think it's a ribs. I think they got a kids thing going. Of course, they're going to do SCA
It'll be a good
steaks.
contest, yeah.
Be a great contest.
Real family-friendly
Yeah,
event.
yeah. And that's I guess that's about all I got.
We are about to turn our Palmer Home campaign live again.
It is that time of year. You know, y'all know that we love to support the Palmer Home. We've got same kind of deal. We're raising money to feed a family. It's the things those guys do is they don't get any kind of government funding, so it's all money from donations and the way people help them raise money. So they're in our backyard, so we try to help them all we can. Last year we did such a good job. We're going to try to do it again, and we did something special for the donors that helped us last year that I think we keep track of.
Top 5, yeah.
Top 5 this year. We're going to do something here at the shop. We're going to do an old-fashioned pig picking. So you're going to come hang out with us, spend a day with us, talking whole hog, and then the class. It's going to be laid back, fun. Of course, we're going to have awesome food and drinks.
We'll have multiple courses.
Big hog picking at the end of it. I mean, it's going to be fun. You're provide transportation back and forth to the hotel. You won't have to worry about driving. And it's going to be a fun time. I mean, it's a good time of year to probably be in the fall.
Yeah, if the weather's really nice, we'll set up our cornhole bowls outside.
Or what? Cornhole bowls. I don't know what you said. I don't know if I'm setting that up.
It's a new thing we're starting.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Just trust us.
Crowd's going to love it.
George Strait's favorite.
George Strait's going to be there.
But no, you're right. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. So that'll go from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
We'll be right.
It'll be just like we did last year, where we'll set up a thing where you can donate, and it counts like you help raise money too, not just the biggest donation. Is that how it went, or how'd that go?
You can start a group and raise money as a group.
That's right.
Or a team, or however you want to do it.
We'll be talking more info on it as we get closer. It's a few weeks away. It's the end of the month, so we got a whole month to get ready for it. But that's coming up. We'd love to help the Palmer Home. So,
but that's all we got coming up.
Trying to think.
Go Grizz tonight, and
go Grizz! Y'all tune in and watch them take out the Timberwolves tonight, and move on to Golden State Sunday, right?
Yep.
Bring Curry to town.
And watch that and see TikTok Tyler go crazy. I'm going.
All right. Well, hey, Shell, tell them where they can find us.
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube and TikTok. Go ahead.
I did forget one thing before we get to connecting. We've so the DeSoto County's had a wing contest the past several years.
Oh yeah, cornbread.
And next Saturday, we've got Cooking with Cornbread, Mr. Jason Bayless. He's the man that has won that wing contest the past 2 years in a row. And he's going to be doing wings here at the shop. So if you want to come out and taste and learn how to cook the winning recipe, he swears he's cooking the winning recipe. It does have some of our products in it. And Mikey's buddies with him, and he's doing YouTube and TikTok and Facebook now. So you can look up Cooking with Cornbread, check him out. But he's going to be here at the shop, and it's just a free demo. So if y'all are in the area and you want to come try some really good wings, I highly suggest it. Next Saturday, I think it's 11 to 1 at the shop in Hernando, 496 Woodfield. I was going to say, is there anything else I need to connect with now? And I so rudely interrupted you.
As always, make sure you guys join our Facebook community. It's called Let's Get to Cooking, and there's lots of like-minded pitmasters. And like we were talking about earlier, there's going to be that awesome rib competition here coming up pretty soon for $100 to the butcher shop in Pensacola.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us this week, and we will be back next week getting ready for the load in at Memphis in May, and we'll talk all the stuff that we've been up to. We'll see y'all next time. We gone.